The solution session today is about a project run by Koelnmesse. It's called Be Safe for Business Village. It's a kind of sandbox game to show the industry, to show exhibitors as well as organizers how you can run a COVID-proof trade show or a COVID-proof event. And it's my pleasure to hand over the mic to Thorsten Heinze from Czernowski, who built quite a bit of this village. The audience, or it's not just Thorsten on the stage, with him, I warmly welcome Sebastian Nitsch, who is responsible at Koelnmesse for this project. Warm welcome to you. And we have a moderator today, Nadja Kleven, who's gonna guide the whole group through this village. When you look at it, just recall they opened the doors just for us right now. So if there is no audience, there's a reason why there is an audience, because usually on Mondays, this exhibition is closed. So warm welcome to the three of you, and please start with guiding us through this incredible project.
Thank you, Uta, and hello folks. Welcome wherever you're joining. I have seen a number of attendees from Asia, from the United States, from South Africa, and from Europe, of course. If you're wondering why we're not wearing a mask, as Uta mentioned before, we're more or less exclusively here in the building, and we keep the distance of 1.5 meters. So yeah, we think we're safe at the moment. We all came here by our cars. Yeah, it's great having you. I think what Koelnmesse did here is something very important, not only for us as an industry, but also for other venues, for exhibitors, and for attendees, for those who are still concerned to go on show floors. Sebastian will give you an introduction later on, on what the idea is behind. Then we will tour you around the exhibit. And that's our plan. We do this in 40-45 minutes, and finally you have a chance to raise questions if you have any. Finally, I want to show you my colleague, my dear colleague, who is doing the videoing today. So this is Lindsay. She has she's on furlough, but she decided to join us here today and help us out, in having a good picture for all of you. So Nadia, I hand over to you. My pleasure. Welcome.
Thank you, Thorsten. Yes, hello everyone from my side. My name is Nadia Kleven, and I'm very happy to be hosting this event during the next weeks here. Be Safe for Business Village. That's the event here at Koelnmesse Trade Fair Center. And I'm working together with Sebastian and Thorsten. And first question of today, I would like to ask Sebastian to explain us a little bit, what is the idea behind this event and how is your experience so far?
Yeah, well, the idea came up, to be honest, in one of my meetings with my consultants for stand construction, and we just concentrate at the moment very much on proof of concept. And we had all on paper prepared for the stand construction concepts, everything written down, but never seen. And so the idea was just to build it up once in a hall, because we're used to that. And this is why we just said, okay, we've never seen it before, and we want to look at it by ourselves and just to show it in a hall, not only for us, but also, of course, to show it then to our customers and to discuss with them at the hall and to show them how it works, and also with other divisions of our company. And so they asked me for budget to do that, and I thought it's a very great idea to do that, and I presented it at our board, and they were also very, very quickly persuaded. And what then happened was that we got a very, very nice dynamic in that project, that also the other divisions of our company wanted to extend that village now with all their topics they got. So with the hygiene concept, with the signage concept for corona And so, yeah, we ended now up here, and maybe have just an overview. And this is the village, Be Safe for Business Village, that we now present to all our customers and also to our colleagues and the other divisions we have.
Great. So it actually started as a proof of concept, and then more and more people kept joining this project. The response was so great, and then you decided to invite all of your key accounts and exhibitors to join us on that proof of concept here.
Exactly.
Right?
That is what we do at the moment. So we invite, first of all, of course, our colleagues of the company itself, just to optimize our concepts, to see it really in the hall, to discuss it here in the village. And since now 3 weeks, we also invite our customers and to come over in specific groups, so with 20 people, and we'll be led by Nadia through the village. And we can also then talk to them, and they can see their solutions. So we have 3 ideas that we combine with that village. The first idea is we want to show how to do trade shows under restriction of COVID. So really the overall concept. Secondly, we want to show solutions for the exhibitors at their booth and how they can realize their presence here at Koelnmesse and what we've got for them that they concentrate on their business under COVID restrictions. And third issue that we want to handle is showing technologies in a more and more hybrid trade show environment that helps us and also our customers, of course, our exhibitors, to widen the range of visitors that maybe could not come here one or another. So these are the 3 topics that we want to show here at the village.
Great. So Thorsten, you are a partner of Koelnmesse. Thorsten, can you start to explain us a little bit what are actually the changes here at the exhibition hall? How does it actually look like, the most important changes that has been done here?
Well, very important that everyone who is joining a show needs to register in advance, so that everyone is aware, you know, how many people are coming, what day, you know, that the organizer can control in a way also the crowd. That's actually what others also practice. Then you have to have an app that guarantees the organizer that they can take a look at the density of the traffic in the various halls. And then they have the hygienic concept in place. And as part of it, you see all the hand sanitizers in place at the entrances. They have a cleaning service, which is constantly cleaning all the touch points in the venue. You see as a concept, part of the concept, the wider aisles here. So this aisle is 5 meters, but the minimum requirement is 4. Then we have booth construction measurements that are very important, and we come to that later. So that all plays together. I think I don't want to bore you with too many details, but that all comes together that it can be called a safe exhibit. So we had the state government last week on Thursday or Friday, I don't recall. However, yeah, I remember. They were here and also the health authorities, and they gave a thumbs up, you know, for the concept of Koelnmesse.
That's also good to know, right? That they've actually been here and said, well done. So this is how it can actually look like in the nearby future. Yeah. Okay, great. So we are actually already here at our first point of our tour. As Sebastian mentioned before, I'm normally leading the tours through the venue. So you can follow us and we are going to enter the forum. As you can see, we have our board here. This is the first important thing with all the rules that has to be taken care of during Corona. And then one important thing is that the entrance and the exit of each booth is going to be clearly signed right now. And we're going to have the clear signs at each booth, how many people can enter in one booth. So this would be the way in. This is where we welcome our guests. And we go straight to the forum where they can have a seat over here. As we walk in, we're going to explain you also a little bit, why does it look so different? Why do we have so many different chair options here? And that is actually our first point. We wanted to show our guests which different concepts of chairs can be done. So we're waiting a little bit. I think it's better if you just come up from here so we can see it from the front view. We have 3 different concepts here. At the side, you can see how it would look like if you have a venue where you have fixed seats. So we have actually blocked some of the seats in a way that it still looks nice, and we make sure that there will be nobody sitting. So this is one option that we can offer if there's a pre-fixed seating system already at a venue. Secondly, Thorsten already sat down playing someone from the press today. So this is an option we would recommend for conferences, so people can sit down and at the same time you have the chance to write, and the tables are wide enough to make sure that everyone remains in the distance of 1.50 meters. And the third option, as you can see Sebastian sitting here, is the option that we would recommend if you have a venue that just gets constructed right now. It's the cheapest option, obviously, of all of them. And we have clearly marked here at the bottom which area is for each chair. So there is no confusion. There is no moving chairs. It's quite clear where everyone has to sit down, and it's been working super well for now. So this is our stage where we normally do welcome our guests. So I would be standing here, very important. Normally, even we, the hosts, are wearing face masks during this event, and all our guests are wearing face masks during the whole tour. At the same time, we want to show we can still be hosting podium discussions or conferences wearing face masks. Everything works fine, everyone feels comfortable, it is possible. And the last thing that normally gets shown here is that we have different microphones. So there is no more microphone swapping during COVID. Every host or presenter has their own microphone. So we make sure there is no point of infection. So this is where we would start our tour. We welcome our guests, and then we go directly to our second booth, which is the Human Security Radar. And Sebastian is going to explain us today a little bit more about this new technology and how we use it here.
Yes, of course. One of the first things you would join a trade show is the entrance area, and we invested in human security radars that we launch now from the beginning to the next trade show. And yeah, the big advantage of it is, of course, it's touchless. So all the visitors that come to our fairs can be checked without coming too close, without touching, and it's a very safe and very quick system. It's about, we can just go through it, just follow me. And the advantage is you can have about 5,000 to 10,000 people per hour can go through these gates, and they indicators will check whether you got anything into your body that is not allowed, like knives or weapons or other things that should not be on a trade show. And you just come with me, go through the gates, and it will be taken just a picture of you if you have anything at your body that is not allowed to wear. And only the picture is taken really of that specific person, and this person can then separate it here in a specific area and can be checked in a just normal way, while the mass just walks through the gates into the halls. And we invest in the system. A system now will be at any entrance at the trade fair, and so you can really contactless and touchless check all the visitors that come in. And usually you don't recognize it as a visitor if you don't have anything at your body that could indicate it.
Great new technology that helps us to do the security check during COVID-19, because it's touchless and it's fast. And as you said, like, the funny thing is normally you walk through and you don't even realize that you've been checked on your security. Okay, so normally we would move on from here with our guided tours, maximum capacity 20 people. So we have normally like around 5 or 6 tours at one day that we are leading here through the venue. It works in a way that we have been giving out headsets for each of our visitors. So as I do speak as a host, normally I have a headset and they can hear me on a channel speaking, and they can hear different experts speaking here on the venue, which is very important as well, because we actually want to give all our guests the chance to ask any question they have to our experts. Today, Sebastian is going to be our expert.
No.
And our next stop here is our QR code system for a quick check-in and check-out. Explain us a little bit how that works here.
Exactly. Topic apps. We developed several apps just to support our visitors and our exhibitors. And one of these is a Corona Scan app. This is just to make sure that every person that comes to your booth as exhibitor can be checked. And our exhibitors will be responsible in the future to get a timestamp of every visitor that comes to its booth, and also with the personal data. So we as Koelnmesse support our exhibitors doing that. And so for that, we developed an app that is integrated in the common app for every show. And the idea behind it is just you have a scan functionality. And with that scan functionality, you can just scan a QR code that is placed at every booth on the trade show. And that we have one at the entrance area and also at the exit area. And there the visitor scans again. And so we generate two informations. First of all, the information from the ticket system about that person. And the second is a timestamp. So that the exhibitor can, all the time, he can inform the administration about who was at his booth at one time. And so we are safe with that. And that's the app that Koelnmesse is supporting. And this is completely new. We're developing it now and have it for the next trade show from beginning 2021.
Great. So it's safe and it's super fast, which I think is important as well, because visitors have to check in and out at every single booth. So we make it sure that this is going to happen within a couple of seconds, right? But there is more technology to be expected here at the venue. The next stop that we are passing by now is the EGuard app. Sebastian, explain us, what is the EGuard app and how does it help you as an exhibitor to plan your exhibitions again?
Yeah, the EGuard app is the next development that we did during the last 2 or 3 months, just to support also our visitors. So as we saw at the Corona Scan app, it's especially for the exhibitors to scan and to have the information about their visitors. But this is really an app that you could download as a visitor, and we want to make all our visitors really to download it from beginning next year. And this is just a very simple system to give you the information in which halls we have crowds that build up. And with just colors like red, yellow, and green, you can check yourself whether you want to join that hall at the moment, or you will wait maybe for another 30 minutes that it's getting yellow or green again. And so you have a little bit the control of yourself as a visitor, how to move on the fairground itself. Of course, on the back side of the system, we as organizer get some more information, and maybe you just come over with me. And here you see on a map, this is what we see on the back side of the system. So we can really see also inside the halls whether there are some crowds, and we could send their guards to just solve these crowds and to be sure of the distance, the social distancing that is necessary. And so we always have a good overview and a good feeling that our visitors are moving in the right way, that COVID restrictions makes it necessary.
What I do think is very important and very special is that you can actually predict and forecast how the crowds are going to move. So in the best case, you can even avoid that any crowded spaces are made up, so you can act before it happens.
You're absolutely right, Nadia. And of course, I don't have to mention that usually, but of course it's completely anonymous. So of course we're not tracking any person individually as like how he's moving in the halls. It's really only to see where are crowds, where are the masses, and just to give a better feeling for us as an organizer and of course for the visitors themselves.
Great technology. And now I think we're going to give over to Torsten, who is going to explain us more about booth construction and COVID-19 confirmed.
Yeah, I guess that's everyone's waiting for, right? To see what's going on here with our industry. Well, we have 2 installations here prepared to show how you can find an answer, on the current restrictions and on measurements we have to take. On this booth construction here, for instance, you have dedicated entrances and exits. So marked with a floor sign in this case. You could do it differently, but anyway, these are a dedicated entrance and exits. What we have done, and you probably see it on the sides, since this is a 90 square meter booth, we said to ourselves, not necessarily you have to close these aisle sides, but keep it at least visible, and you have these lamella and perplex walls that ensure that visitors of a trade show can still take a look on the booth, what's going on there and what the exhibits are, and also how many people are on the booth and so on. So, but when I come to the how many people are on the booth, I'm gonna wear a mask now. And you see, we have an entrance registration that simply counts the number of attendees you have on the booth. So that's operated by camera. We type in the maximum. Thank you. Okay, I'm wearing a mask. Come on. No. You show it to everyone. No. Usually it's just, I don't know why. But it's give you of course, as you can see, it gives you a warning if you're not wearing a mask. I'm wearing a mask right now, so please shut up. So I'm entering the booth and I'm counted down. So Nadia and Sebastian are already in the booth. That you see you have 16 indicated. So if I go on the booth now, and so we're down to 14, including Lindsay.
Maybe it's quite good to mention that it's very, very sensitive to make a photo.
It is,
because of course, her that you cannot see behind the camera, but this is outside.
If you enter the booth, if you're not allowed to enter the booth, the police will stand right behind it.
Right. I mean, the best thing is you don't have to do that yourself as an exhibitor, at least, right? So you have little funny robots standing there at the entrance.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And then you have, of course, as you see here, we have the sneeze guards in place. We have floor marks for the minimum distance in order someone is waiting at the main reception desk, so that the others keep distance of 1.5 meters.
We already had some tours happening during the last weeks, and a question that I got very often is how many people can still be allowed? That's a big concern that many exhibitors do have. So I think this booth is perfect to actually show it and to explain us a little bit about the maximum capacity of this booth and how you can calculate that as an exhibitor.
So this booth here is 90 square meter, and that's total space of 90 minus the cabin and the furnitures. We're ending up with 72 net space. We have to give 4 square meters per person under the 1.5 meter distancing. So 72 divided by 4, that's obviously something around 18, isn't it? I think so. Yeah.
So here you could have 18 people, probably 3 people from your own staff, so you could still be welcoming 15 guests at this booth. Totally safe and totally COVID-19 conform.
So what we do not have here on the booth displaying any products, but you can make use of the space in a different way. We also do not have meeting rooms. We have open seatings everywhere, because the requirements for meeting rooms are pretty tricky, and then there's a lot of space you have to allocate to meeting rooms in this case. Also, closed ceilings are only allowed if you have a ventilation system in place. The hall itself has a ventilation system, which is full power right now when the hall is open. But if you create your own meeting space on the exhibit, then you have to have your own ventilation system. But the organizer is offering something, and I'm going to show you. It's just across the aisle.
And Thorsten, maybe it's quite interesting to mention, to see also at your booth, it's not that complicated. And this is also the feedback that we got from our exhibitors. If you see it and you explain it to it, you see that it's very simple if you have specific rules that you think about it. And this is also the information that we can give to our customers here in the village, and what they also take away home. And
Yes,
you can see it at this booth very well.
We have so many people actually coming here and saying, well, so this is how it can still look like, right? It's not that complicated. Yes, we have to take care of a couple of things, but it can look good, and it's actually not that complicated. So I think, yeah, it's a proof of concept, and it makes it kind of easy for everyone to understand, right?
But just to add this, you cannot create the design on your own without any permission from the organizer. So you can design something, but always considering the rules and regulations that are in place. And Koelnmesse is offering the services that they approve the designs prior to build up, similar to technical approvals that they are giving these days. But also a Corona approval for the stand layout.
Yeah, by the way, one of the ideas that we developed here on the village, because of the feedback that we got from exhibitors, that we develop such a service, maybe consulting our customers in a much better way.
Right. Okay. We already mentioned meeting room facilities before. Thorsten, explain us a little bit. How can that in a close future look like?
Well, that's a good question, because I mean, we as the stand builders, we cannot give the answer. We can just give recommendations, but in the end, it's the exhibitors have to push the organizers, you know, to find solutions. If you create meeting spaces on a smaller stand, like up to, let's say, 50, 60 square meters, it's a little waste of space if you have your own meeting room, closed meeting room. The challenge for the organizers will be to provide certain areas, like what they are showing or displaying here, that they have meeting rooms available that can be booked by each exhibitor, as one of the examples, so that you book your slot for a meeting, and then come with your code, come to the counter here, and use one of the meeting rooms. And Lindsay will show you one of them. Use one of the meeting rooms.
And I think what is actually interesting that you are still able to close the door of these meeting rooms, right?
Yeah, because you have a ventilation system. So all the ceiling is open.
Exactly.
All the ceiling
Maybe
is open.
you can show just, if you open the door again, and you just show the ceiling that is not there.
Yeah.
So this is really the quite easy solution that we can offer, especially because of our air conditioning system.
If you have larger clients, or larger exhibits, then probably it will make sense that you outsource the meeting space. That you have on one hand, you have the welcoming, maybe the catering, and maybe some products. And the meeting space is a dedicated area which is probably close to your booth. And then you run your own exhibit meeting space for your customers.
Right. And another advantage is that you don't have to have this space on your booth, that you can just rent spaces here for your meetings. So you can use your actual booth space to welcome as many guests as still possible, right?
Hygiene.
So, hygienic concepts, that's more important than ever, of course. So that's another topic that we have here. And Sebastian, you're going to explain us a little bit what do exhibitors have to take care of, and how does hygienic concepts look like nowadays for trade fairs?
Let's just say it a little bit overall, because we're now here at the booth where we show the hygiene concepts. Now our partner's not here, so we only use their place to talk about that. There's three issues for our customers. If they think about their presence on the trade show, and what makes them a little bit nervous is how to be really COVID compatible at my booth and my presence. And this is what we show here. We have all the articles that we present here, and that we also have in our service shop, of course, that an exhibitor needs to make everything COVID ready, just to say that with simple words. And on the other hand, we also offer services, and this is the same important as the articles itself. So we just really offer the service that we do everything for our exhibitors to clean their booths in a way that is COVID compatible, and that gives our exhibitors much more flexibility to concentrate again on their business, and they don't have to think about to clean all their products and their booth itself. We do that, and this is a very important information also for them to know that we support them with those services, and this is what they really expect from an organizer like Koelnmesse. And what we not see here is also a third product, a service. It's a hygiene guard that we offer. So this is someone who's really standing at the booth of the exhibitor and is looking for everybody is wearing his mask, is counting the people that come on the booth itself, on the stand, and helping just the customer and the exhibitors really to make sure everything is in the rules. And this is really these three parts show we here in this area, and it's quite a hotspot in a positive way because we discuss here a lot with our customers about these solutions.
I think it's a great solution because I feel like exhibitors, you probably don't want to be telling that your guests yourself, please wear a face mask or please keep the distance. So we have Hygiene Guards as a new position of hosts, let's say, working here at the trade fair center that are obviously experts, and they can just be polite and tell whatever has to be done. So you don't have to do that yourself. And I think in generally said, it's a very important message that you are giving to your exhibitors, that they don't have to take care of all of that themselves, right? Yeah. They can actually cleaning service. Okay, Sebastian is becoming an expert and on that field. So I think this is the main goal to show here as well, that our exhibitors, they don't have to take care of all of that themselves. They can focus on their main business, and we provide the service to support them.
Yeah. What might be interesting for you as well in this regard, what does that mean for us, right, as an industry, as a stand builders? So you have to provide face masks for your labor crews who are on site. Of course, the distancing applies to them as well. Yeah, and other than that, there are not many restrictions here, other than they have to register for the installation time. But then you can work, you know, even 2-3 guys together to put up something commonly. Then they wear a mask when they're coming closer to 1.5 meters. So I think that's also important, and it has been practiced at least in Düsseldorf, where I know during Caravan Salon, and I showed you in another video. Yeah, that was a measurement that they took in Düsseldorf, and I think it's the same here in Cologne.
It's good that you mentioned it, because this is really that what customers are waiting for, really to be sure of that they can realize all the rules that are kept with COVID, and to see how it works, and that they got everything, all the services around that they need to realize the presence at the fairground. Exactly what you said, and then customers feel good again to come to trade shows.
I think you have even some partners here on the venue that sell things on the venue days itself, right?
Yes,
I think that was a good thing as well, to show our exhibitors, in case you have forgotten a sneeze guard or whatever, you can still buy this here. So there is no case of emergency. Yeah. Like, we've been thinking it through, or you've been thinking everything through. So even if someone forgets, like to put on a poster or whatever, we can still fix that even on the day itself here, right?
Yeah, this is what we're providing to them. And you mentioned the toolbox. This is what you meant, right? It's a little really service that we provide. Can you get all the little things that you maybe forgot, and you don't have to worry about that. It's all here.
Okay, great. So let's go to now our next stop here of the tour, which is the catering area. Maybe we can show here a little bit in total how it does look like. As organizers, Koelnmesse knows that catering still is a very important thing, because trade fair days can be long and they can be demanding. So we want to make sure that all our exhibitors and all our guests are taken care of. It was also important for us that the catering area is not just the area to get some food, but it should still be the area where people can finally sit down and finally take their mask off as well, and have a rest, and actually, yes, have an area of recovering and of well-being. So if you want, join me, and we're going to enter our catering area. Here you can see again, we have marked exit and entrance first thing would be, of course, here the disinfection of the hands. Then our guests would walk in. Obviously, always we have marked here how to keep the distance, and then you can order here at the counter. This is as well where our guests have to sign in. They get a paper, they can place their order, and then they're going to be seated at the table. Yes, what we would like to show you here is that our catering area obviously has sneeze guards to separate the different sections, and everything is much more spread out than normally. Another thing is also because we have specially strict rules right now, we do not only have a table number, we also have seating numbers. So at this table we have 4 different positions, so we can actually track each customer. So we know which visitor has been sitting at which seats and has probably been mingling in the worst case scenario with who. So everything gets taken care of, and obviously everything gets disinfected after every single customer. So for us it was important, you can come here and then you can take your mask off and you can still sit down with your colleagues and have a nice coffee and even get some warm food. Another fun thing that we also thought of that I actually really like the idea is we still wanted to offer catering at the booth itself. So we considered how can we do that, and the solution here is we are going to be using airline trolleys. You know, the little trolleys that you know out of every plane. So they are going to be here at our venue. So our caterers, they can take pre-orders, pack the trolleys, go to the booth and just give out the food. So that is going to be a quick and easy one to still deliver hot food for every booth and every exhibitor. So we're actually already here at the end of our tour for today. Normally it takes about 2 hours. This was like kind of a shortcut for today. And I think, Thorsten, we are going to come to a question and answer session right now.
Uta, are you ready for questions? Folks, are you ready for questions?
Yes, we are. And actually, first of all, a big thank you to the 3 of you. It was really impressive. And I've been at the Be Safe for Business Village already, and it's being there is even more impressive. So first question, is there a chance to visit you while this exhibition is running?
I guess it is, but I hand over to Sebastian to answer.
It's a little bit late now. No, it's fine. Yeah, to be honest, we really are running out of time a little bit. We have this village now for about a month. So a really long time if you think in periods of trade shows. So it's really only a couple of days. We're just, because of the big success, we're thinking about maybe we extend it a little bit longer into the November. But we really, to be honest, we only have maybe next week, then it's closed. But I just can invite you, just let us know, and we try to get you maybe in one of our guiding tours. And yeah, just let us know.
We try our best,
yeah.
Right?
We keep you the right content afterwards.
Actually, which
okay.
Let us know. Good question or good advice brings me to the question: how can we let you know? Is there a registration platform, or shall we collect requests and just send you an email? What shall we do?
Yeah, we organize it in one of my teams. All the invitations. And I would suggest that we just give you a contact after that session. And it would be great if you could collect it maybe on your side and then just, give it over to us. But that we will get organized. Don't worry about that.
Okay, so everybody to the audience right now, send us an email either to Alina, to Danny, or me. And we will collect them and then forward them to Koelnmesse.
Perfect, and then we get together.
It's great to see that Hall 9 is used right now. When do you expect actually you have to dismantle this village because there's a show running in this hall again?
Real hope so, right?
We hope so,
yes. Yes, Sebastian, I think that's maybe a good question. Are there any upcoming events happening? Are there any exhibitions planned? How is it going so far?
Yes, of course. We plan our exhibitions, and as we can see now in the moment, we have to wait from day to day. But of course, this is what we want to show here. Yeah, we're fighting for it, and we show that it's working. And there are maybe some influences from outside that we cannot really influence. But what we want to show here is that everything that happens inside our halls and on the fairground itself is possible. And I think this is the main message that we can send out, that we as an organizer, together with our customers, can realize trade shows also under situation of COVID. And yeah, so we're ready to do all the shows, and yes, together with our customers.
I can add something to that. First of all, it is a common effort. The initiator is Koelnmesse, but it's a common effort of all their service partners. So there is a catering company, the technicians, you know, and all the suppliers, you know, of the different solutions they are providing here. So everyone spent some money, right, to get it in place and to convince exhibitors and associations that trade shows are really safe. Probably more safe than going to a grocery store. But yeah, there is also an output or outcome of their efforts that since this show happened here, the furniture fair in January confirmed as a hybrid event. It is the dental show IDS that is confirmed by the association. And it's a tire show in May that's also confirmed by the association and by Koelnmesse, of course. So there is already something going on behind the scenes. Besides that, we're not able to control the numbers of infections or the regulations and restrictions we're getting from the governments. But yeah, we can only convince the decision makers that even under critical circumstances, it is possible to have a trade show in Cologne.
In a quite good quality.
Yes.
Right. I think that is very good to see here, right? It is possible. We do everything that can be made possible, and it isn't that complicated if we all do work together at the end of the day. I think that's an important message as well, right? Exhibitors, caterers, partners, Koelnmesse, everyone is working together on a future here at this event, right? Are there any more questions coming up for now?
Actually, one we had that one of our Dutch attendees asked, when are you going to show it to Rye and to Ahoy, so to Rotterdam and to Amsterdam showground, which is rather a general one, since in these times competitors become partners. By the way, I love the Cologne ad for caravans along you were doing when they opened the doors the first time. But this is just a sidekick. Well, at these times we witnessed that competitors become partners because we have to solve one issue altogether. And therefore the question, were you able to share your ideas with other show organizers or showgrounds so that they can pick up from it? And
you can rent us, Uta. You can rent us. No problem. If any of the other venues would like to have a show like this, they can call Sebastian, right? And
this is
probably
a new
will find a solution.
This is what we do. Now, just to be honest, of course, we had during the last months. We had a lot of communication between us and our other organizers, and we also had some organizers here last week. Just I can remember I had a visit here, and we also invited all the other organizers in Germany to come over because we really want to share the ideas, of course, because we have to solve one problem that we have all together. And yes, they're all really invited to join us. And what we said here, it's not that complicated. I think it's more important that we have that we speak with the same words and that we have the same message. And this is what we can show all together.
It's about doing, not about talking.
Exactly.
Because actually this project here is still quite unique in Germany and even within whole Europe, I think, right?
yeah, wait, maybe in a few weeks, everyone got it because they were here. No, but it's really, I think we're really the first for that. And it was, maybe I didn't mention it in the beginning, it was really a quite successful project until now. We've got a lot of very positive feedbacks from our customers and the different target groups that we have. And when they were here, they are already convinced that it's working and that it's not that complicated. I think that then we just have already won, that everybody trusts us, that we're able to do that.
One other
Any more questions coming up?
Yeah.
One other question I just got was, well, communication in these times is kind of a nightmare. Things are changing on a daily basis. We are all, well, probably doing the same, looking at R factor and new statistics on infections. And of course, the industry knows that trade shows are business travel, and they have different restrictions from leisure travel, which is extremely good because we can go to trade shows. There's no issue, even if we have a kind of smaller lockdowns in the federal states in Germany, so that you can't travel to Schleswig-Holstein at this moment, for example, without a negative COVID result, negative testing. But still, when certain things are changing, when new regulations are taking place, how do you prepare your communication to have a real short line, quick notice to exhibitors as well as visitors?
The solution is really to be very flexible. I just can talk for myself is that we have a very good communication in our house. So internal communication there, where we really have current informations every week going around and through all divisions, where we actualize the information that we get from the administration. And I think this is the only way we can handle that at the moment. That we always try to be that flexible, that we optimize with what you see here in the village. We had also during the time where we've been here now in the hall, I said it's about a month, we had some changes in the regulation, and we just changed also a little bit then the village because of it, not that much. That was quite interesting, so it showed that we were prepared. But yeah, you have to be flexible and of course communicate changes as quick as possible to your customers and to the exhibitors. And what we can get as an organizer, we can only then share with all our customers, and that's what we do at the moment, really, like weekly.
I think from my experience, because I've been guiding the tours, it was great for our visitors as well to make the direct contact here with all of your partners, so they could directly speak and take the contact of someone from the hygienic companies or someone from stand construction, so they could directly exchange contacts, and they could have a partner to speak to as well, and ask all those questions that come up every single week, right? And ask our hygienic partners to ask them, like, what do we have to take care of? Do you have this product, or can we borrow that? So there is a new way of communicating, probably a bit more direct, right? To
more consulting.
Well,
yeah, more consulting. And if I maybe can say additionally, if our customers and the activities are trusting in us as the organization, and what we also show here at the village, and it's fine. Then they have only one channel, and they can wait for information from that channel. I think what's at the moment, what's really critical is that this is the feedback that I got here, is that there are so many informations from everywhere, and I think a lot of companies think that the world is in complete chaos, and here's a place to calm down a little bit and to see that we got all the information bundled, and we transfer it into really then the reality, and this is what the exhibitor and the customers can trust on. So just really take the contact to your common contact person in the association or in our company as an organizer, and this is the best channel to get to know what is needed to come into the trade show itself.
Great. I don't know, are there any more questions? I think we still have another 5 minutes, so
Yeah.
we probably have time for 1 or 2 more questions if there's anything else.
So far, actually, there was no further question which I got through the chat. But you know what I really liked in your last few sentences is the wording: trade shows are the place to calm down from all this craziness right now, because it gives. Well, actually, it's a place to calm down. Usually, it's excitement and exciting to be there. But right now we are in a position where calming down means coming back to business, coming back to the ability to do trade and to give confidence to a whole economy. And therefore, I think your model is a perfect example, and I would love if it can run a little longer, although I would love that you have to really dismantle it tonight, because there are trucks coming. Thorsten, anything you want to add from your side?
Yeah, I think what I appreciated as well is that Koelnmesse, they also invited, you know, the infrastructure to the exhibit. So hotels were invited, and, you know, to discuss the measurements also, because hotels are a key part also for trade show visitors. Mm-hmm. And exhibitors, of course. So the hotels are on the same page, as well as transportation systems, public transportation system. Mm-hmm. So if we have the airports, we have the tram, the underground, we have the buses, whatever you call, you name it. Everyone is, you know, in the picture, and everyone can ensure that they are taking measurements to make it as safe as possible, even if you travel to another city for a business reason.
And if it's okay, if you're allowing, like the whole customer journey in Cologne, to make the whole customer journey safe, really from the hotel to the transportation to the trade show itself. And exactly what you said, was exactly the meaning of my words, really coming down and getting a little bit this confidence and the chaos out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my experience as well. So a couple of weeks ago, we started talking, you know, with Koelnmesse about exhibiting not this village, but, you know, just showing stand-built solutions, and then look at the outcome. I think it's a great effort of Sebastian and his teams. I have to say,
all the people. Yeah.
All the people. So it's not one team; it's 20 divisions. Yeah, they are reporting to him. So yeah, I'm very glad to be part of it, and able to have IFES here in the village as well. So thank you everyone for joining.
Yeah, well, we are an industry of enablers. We make things happening, and we make things possible. And thank you that you made it possible today, that you opened up Koelnmesse just for IFES. We are really proud about this. And yeah, we keep in touch. And when other questions will, or I'm sure that other questions will occur, then we come with them and directly to you and give feedback to those who've asked. And at this point, I want to say thank you to all of you, and yeah, stay safe.
Thanks especially to Nadia, who is not part of it, you know, usually.
Thank you, Nadia.
But she made it happen to come. Even she's has an off day today, so thank you for joining us.
Yes.
And she's very excited about the stream. You know, when we record the stream.
Yeah, we did.
She's a professional narrator, so keep her in mind. Yeah. For the future.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sebastian. It was an honor being here, and that you made it happen. So, yeah, looking forward for a nice future together. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, last but not least, Lindsay, thank you for coming. Yeah.
Thank you for having you all, and have a wonderful afternoon. Stay safe, stay healthy, flatten the curve.
Bye.
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 Bye-bye.